Hi, Blind Guy Garage. Today, this is a Briggs Stratton, another one, again. But this is the V-Twin. I did the valve lash adjustment on a single cylinder, and the V-Twin. And just in case this is your Briggs Stratton Intech V-Twin. Just in case you have to do this. So what I'm having an issue with on this machine is it's running just fine. You started up just fine. The other one, it didn't want to start very good, but it started okay. There's several different types of problems you can have with having a engine or a Briggs Stratton of an engine of any sort that wants to start up fine and everything, but then run kind of funky. Sorry, I hear the phone vibrating. You hear it runs kind of funky when it gets hot, and it starts wanting to kind of backfire and spit and pop through the intake or the exhaust. This one here, when it's running, is spitting through the intake a little bit, just kind of coughing, and then you choke it and it does fine. And a lot of times that is, well, it needs that valve cover. Well, then a lot of people would say, well, it needs carburetor work. And I got gaskets just in case, but this gasket actually looks fine, and that one bolt was pretty loose. So there's your parts tray now. But so I know for sure the engine or the carburetor is fine, because the new carburetor I put on it runs exactly the same as the old carburetor I took off. So I'm just going to leave it and put the old carburetor up, because it's going to work just as good as a new one. So what we have is on these, I hope it's in the frame, you see on the other one you adjusted it at the trunnion or the pivot point. On these you adjust them at the rocker arm on the push rod. Now they have a really small push rod on these, and I think part of that is they wanted to have a failure point, so they didn't have like a super stiff ouch, that was my wrist popping. They didn't have a super stiff push rod, and then if something happens it just blows a head gasket instead of bending a push rod. So I'm turning the engine to try to get these at the fully closed position. Because they're supposed to have a little bit of play in them, and I don't think we have any play at all in this one. She feels pretty tight. And that 2050 oil that I run, by golly, it is sticking to everything. It's good stuff. Always run 2050 in your oil of these Briggs, and I just run it in everything as far as small engine stuff, because it seems to hold up better. It takes up the slack. Takes up the heat a lot better, and it doesn't turn into water basically. So we're going to need not pliers. We're going to need, I have a thingy that has all of the thingies on it. Is this on it? No, that's, no. So, okay. It could be star bits. They do that sometimes, but I'm pretty sure it's Allen. Pretty sure it's a hex key, Allen key, whatever. I don't know. There's always different names for that stuff, and I'm just like, can we just call it what it's? Just pick something and stick with it. I think my other one is in the floor somewhere, probably. I got these little guys. That's another one that, let's see. And I got these off of Amazon. And if we quit losing them, they're awesome. But we keep losing them. I don't know if they're in the toolbox somewhere and we're just overlooking them, or they're gone forever into the great unknown. But there's Allen's and Starbit boxes, and they're nice and neat, and you can tell how many you've lost and how frustrated you need to be for the day because you can't find the tools because you didn't put them up and then lost them. I don't know. We're taking this one. We're taking this one. Probably won't need that, but we'll take this box and those three, and at least that. And then let's see down here. I think it'd be a 1/2 inch. Because the outer nut is just your keeper. And the inner part is what adjusts it. So it gives you your slack. Yep, clinkety clankety. This is how somebody who can't see, I'm needing a certain type. I can't use my ratcheting stuff. I need the wrench I know I have, but I can't find him. Where are you, wrench? I don't think this has, yep, this is it. This has 1/2 inch on it. I think we're dealing with 1/2 inch in there. It could be smaller. The old calibrated fingers don't always tell the truth. Let's see here. Put that down. Whoa. And I'm sitting on a tire. I broke my stools. Kind of made me feel like I'm needing to lose more weight or something. Alright, we're bigger than half, so we got a little bit bigger size on the other side. Are we seriously metric? That feels like it fits. Dude, that's a 13. So I don't understand why they do this. They put standard sizes on the outside of the Briggs, but on the inside, every now and again, you've got metrics. It's like, why y'all do that? I don't understand it. Let's see here. Got this. We got I don't think that's going to fit either. Let's see, that one feels good. So we're probably going to leave that one alone. That's not going to fit either. And we're missing all the sizes I think it's going to be. So that's wonderful. And these are not in the right places. So the Allen wrench situation is going to be my problem. Got a whole drawer full of them, but who knows what size it is? I don't know. I can't put all of that stuff to memory. Alright, I'll stop. That's why I like these little thingies. But can't find the one I need that has the outernches on it, so it must be, it's probably sitting around somewhere on a machine somewhere. I need to buy some more of these. Buy like 3 or 4 of those things. Here's some of those. Maybe this one feels like it might be promising. And I imagine that one of those that I have out there belongs in this. Some of these feel promising. I'm just going to have all of them out there, huh? There's another one. Yeah, let's just take all this out there. Guys, this is how I get my steps in. I had a pedometer on one time on a phone, and I had over 7,000 steps out here. So, getting a workout in. Nope. 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 Okay, it's a size that don't exist. You're never gonna find it. Just give up. Nope. Maybe. Maybe. Nope. I hate you. Nope. How can someone bring? I mean, look at this. I got that many out here. I just can't feel it to tell what it is. Maybe it's a star bit. I'm gonna grab the star bit thingy. Torx bit, star bit, whatever. I'll try that. Come here. Alright, so as of right now, I've probably walked 1/4 of a mile. When we're just about 20 feet from the shop. Let's see what we got here. Look at there. Okay, Torx bit. I'm sorry. It's not an Allen. It's a Torx. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to turn the engine, because this one down here feels like we're right around that tolerance. I think it's supposed to be like 11 or 10 thousandths or something like that. You know, with oil on your fingers, it's hard to grip a fan shroud. But this one, what I'm going to do is when this one's open, this one's definitely shut. Oh, it skipped it. You get back over there. Another thing that will happen with these is they get too loose. That one feels like it might be a little tight. It's got some play in it, which if it had none, this thing wouldn't run. Oh yeah, 13. Frick. Okay. So if that has no play in it, when it gets hot, it'll stop. It'll like really run bad. A whole lot worse than what I'm having an issue with. So. And now I gotta find a 13 millimeter. I think there's one on this little doodad here. Pretty sure. This is a handy little wrench to get if you can still find them. It's 4 sizes on one thing, and it has a flippy do to reverse it. And they have it on both sides usually. My bigger one, it might be off in this one. Yeah, so see, one side broke off. But hey, don't kick that. Let's see, I think this will work. Nope. Yep. There we go. Whoa, she would tie it. She would tie it. So I'm going to try to use my fingers to turn. Yeah. Alright, that's 0 lash. So I'm going to go out a little. I don't have feeler gauges. You need to use feeler gauges. I can't use feeler gauges on this stuff. Not everybody's got calibrated fingers the way I do. So don't trust your fingers on something to this degree. I also used to have to adjust the valves on the race car and stuff like that. So back when I could drive and had a race car, so this was something that you had to do quite often because we had solid lift cam. And the only reason why you had to do this on these, well, they're solid lift as well. Like, they legit kind of look like they've got some race car stuff going on inside them. You want to get your desired tolerance. Hold your star bit side in place, because that's what gives you your adjustment there. And then this nut is what holds it in place. Like, it will not move now. That's too much. It's going to rattle. And these motors here kind of have a if they ain't ticking, that valve is probably a little too tight. Whichever one. I want both. They have a little tick to them, and they want to have that tick. And the tick gets too loud, then you need to do this, because it'll bend push rods. The push rods are too loose. It'll bend them. So now we're ah, dang it, it went right back to where it was. Now it's too tight. Oh, let's tighten that down and see what it does. I'm sorry, the phone's going to vibrate. I can't turn that off without turning the video off. So, that's what you do. That's a lot more gooder. I may go ahead and turn it on around. I still have my plugs in, my sparking plugs. And you can take this thing here off pretty easily. I just ain't done it because I just put all that back together, because I put a carburetor on this engine. And if you need to see that video or a video of something like that, comment below. And also check the channel. It's possible I've already got that one posted somewhere by the time you see this video. But I currently do not have a video doing the carburetor on a Intech V-Twin. Yeah, I'm going to loosen that one up too. It's a little snugger than I want it to be. Just a tiny bit though. Get the right size out, I think. No. It's the big one. Yeah. Get in there. There we go. Loosened her up some. Yeah, she's gonna rattle a little. Hopefully I didn't make it too much. We'll see. Your valve and cover. See here. And this one was leaking, but the valve cover gasket seems very good. I'm pretty sure we just had a loose bolt on the valve cover. So we'll put the bolts back in. We're going to put the bolts back in straight. That probably needs to be the thing to say. A lot of this stuff, guys, is also extremely easy to cross thread and stuff, because they just I think just over time people get digging into them too, but I mean, that bolt has ran in there 3 turns and she's still pretty loose, like side to side movement. So I think they do that because of heat and things and whatnots and stuff, but it's possible just they didn't. It's just part of the building the engine quick and everything. I like this Hercules because you can turn it up and down. I can turn it down. And it's easier to boom. So we're going to do the other side too. We're going to check it right quick, and then because you have 2 cylinders and either one of them can be causing it to run all weird. That one was loose too. I still have this thing turned down and it's barely hitting the hammer in there. Get on there. I'm going to dump out. It will give you a little bit of oil when you take these valve covers off. It's just going to happen. It's not huge. Come off of it. And one of the valve covers is on the for your fuel pump. All right. What do you got here? I mean, that's very snug. It's not no lash at all, but it's very close. So, come here, guys. All right. Because it just so happens we're on the upstroke of this one, I think. Yeah. So we'll put the, yep, get that on there. The wrench it on there. Take it. And I turn the opposite direction with the star bit. And so loosening. I put pressure the opposite direction so that I'm not accidentally turning everything or putting all that torque on the pivot point of the rocker arm. Because you don't want to, I mean, I'm telling you, these push rods are extremely easy to bend on these. I said, I think they have a purpose in that, so stronger push rods is not necessarily an upgrade on this. Because if you get to where you're backfiring really hard, it'll make the push rod fail, which is a $2 part, and not very much work to replace, rather than yeah, a little more than I want. Rather than having to tear the whole outside the carburetor, all kind of crap off just to get the head gasket. So, the other thing I just thought of while I was gabbing on about a head gasket is keep in mind these engines get really hot. So the expansion of everything is a lot different than a car. So typically you want a little bit more tolerance or a little bit more slop in these than you would on a car, because this thing gets way hotter than a car ever thought of. These parts get really hot. Like these valve covers, they get so hot. I see machines sometimes, the throttle cables and stuff will be across them, and the sleeve of the throttle cable has a plastic collar around it so water can't get in it. And it's hard to do. And oh boy, she's really tight. There's like nothing left. That's probably the one that was giving me all the trouble. There's no slop in that one. It's got like, if I had to guess, maybe 5 thousandths. So that's the first one I had to loosen up to that much. But so when these things, ADD, I'm sorry. So the valve covers will melt plastic and stuff. There's be debris melted to them and things like that all the time. And you'll literally, if you have something that's been leaking oil and getting it on the valve covers, sometimes you'll sit there and see the valve cover smoking where it's burning the oil off of it, because the engine's getting that dang hot. And you would think, oh no, it needs to stop getting that hot, but they seem to run at that temperature, because I've had way too many of them just be that hot. It's just kind of the way it is. New carburetors, it didn't matter. I thought, well, maybe it's running lean if it's running that hot. But and then, I mean, even some of Kohler engines have plastic valve covers, and I'm like, that must be some pretty stout plastic, because I know they get really stinking hot. And rubber O-rings and stuff. Like these motors even have rubber O-rings on the intake manifold and a plastic intake manifold, which your intake manifold is going to have cold air going through it. So, but yeah, that's there. And I noticed we got a fuel line hose clamp too far down. It's not clampalizing on the fitting at all, so I'm gonna fix that. But there, now that I've thoroughly got enough, then there's not going to be enough oil loss to worry about filling it back up before you test fire. I just would before I went and test mow. You don't want to just blast out there and start cutting grass and get lost in the thrill of finally being able to cut grass with the mower because of whatever reason, and then, oh crap, I've been running it for how long now with, you know, low on oil. So I want to test fire this engine. Hopefully while it's cold, it's going to still fire up as good as it's been firing up. And that battery hopefully has enough juice and electrolytes and all that stuff that's in Gatorade. Wait, always, yep, see, it was wet. It's early in the morning, kind of, sort of, so we got, where's the choke? Okay. Nope, nope. I might have to do something with that stupid thing, too. You hear the crybaby noise? It wasn't making that noise. Alright, we need more battery. The cold is hard on the batteries on these little mowers. Mower batteries, I don't think they put as much time and quality control on batteries for mowers. So there is that. But if you don't do a whole lot of jumping and stuff, these things are awesome. You can get these little jump boxes off Amazon and other places. I like getting them from places that'll warranty them. I hate these jumper cables that they come with, though. I would rather have, there are all these safety features so that you can't hook them up backwards and everything, or run the battery pack down really bad. Check this out. Scott's mower, the ground wire has no insulation on them. It's just, they're like, why? We got to save some money. You didn't beep. Why didn't you beep? Make some noise. You got to talk to me. What happened? Why you no talkie? Ah, okay. See, it does stuff. But now we're gonna really spin. Oh, no, maybe not. I'll rev it up. I still hear it. I still hear it trying to cough a little, but it could be because it's cold. I mean, that motor it's cold this morning. If I'm wearing this, it's below 70 degrees out here. Put a little choke on it. But there you go. It was spitting a lot worse than that before. Oh yeah. And it would barely idle. It's trying to do it again. It's still cold. And you gotta run these things at choke for a while when they're cold. Yeah. I think that got her did. So there you go. It's running a lot more better than it was before. Valve lash adjustments, intake V-Twin. That's probably the best engine that Briggs ever made, is that V-Twin, these style V-Twins. There's one on that. There's one on that. I could probably show you 10 more machines that have it, and those motors, they go for a long time. They perform almost as good as a full-blown commercial engine, and they're like way cheaper. But guys, like, share, subscribe. Share this stuff to other people, especially people you think are going to want to learn how to finagle with this kind of stuff. This stuff translates to cars. I just don't have cars that I'm working on that we're doing this stuff with. But like, share, subscribe. Show all these, especially through the disabled community. Y'all stay blessed.